Namaste and very hearty welcome to all of you to this high intensity Thursday Satsang. Every Thursday we meet to remind ourselves about our spiritual journey. Also to remind us that we are all spiritual beings having human experiences. And to remind that we have to make this lifetime the last lifetime. That is the whole purpose of conducting this Thursday Satsang for last almost 30 years. So coming April 2027, we will be completing 30 years of Thursday Satsang. So all along they were all offline at our center in Thane. Since COVID, it started as online and now it continues online. Makes it more convenient for people from all over to connect and enjoy this satsang. So today we will tackle it from a different angle. Every time spiritual ultimate message is the same, but we tackle it from a different angle. See, we are all unique beings. What will click to whom? It all depends on the person. So it's good to tackle the same subject from different point of view. And if you understand from every point of view, you are enriching your life, which is the beauty of satsang, that every satsang helps you to enrich your life in a different manner from the spiritual perspective. And that's very much required. So today I will share few incidences that happened with my master Sri Radha Gavan, something that really changed my life. Okay. See, one of the very simplest thing that a person can do for the spiritual evolution is practice loving attention. My master used the word aloof attention. Now we are using the word loving attention. So Dada Gavan was telling just practicing aloof attention is more than enough for the fastest spiritual evolution, and one can make this lifetime the last lifetime. The only one thing, just aloof attention, 24/7, all the time, you should be into that. So your awareness must grow to sustain that aloof attention. See, last time we discussed about how to make this lifetime the last lifetime. As I told you, when I went to my master, I had completed about 500 lifetimes, which means naturally it would have taken me 777 lifetimes. So 777 minus 500, 277 lifetimes. I saved myself from the troubles just by being with the master. So these days, I'm doing a lot of research into astrology. So suppose your Ketu is in the second house, then you may take 2 more lifetimes to reach to the level of liberation. That's astrological calculation. Okay. Every birth, your Ketu moves 1 plus. So those who are in the last 7 lifetimes, from the horoscope, we can make out how many more lifetimes are necessary. So somebody has a very strong pattern or obsession with money. At least 3 to 4 lifetimes are required to come out of that obsession. So in the Nadipatti also, when we were going to Chaya Shastri, Mr. Kantilal Pandya at Camps Corner in Mumbai, so many of us, almost 200 people we took there, and I was interested in what is the outcome. We were doing research that time. So Guruma also took many people. Sometimes I also went because that time the factory was there. So both of us, we could go sometimes we could not go, but a lot of research happened. So many people we took. So somebody is 5 lifetimes, somebody is 7 lifetimes, somebody is 20 lifetimes, like that it used to come in the Nadi Patti. So we know that we are all at a different level of spirituality, and some obsessive patterns, compulsive behavior takes more lifetime to come to the end of the journey. And this is all predictable. From the horoscope also, it is possible to predict. So how many more lifetimes we will come on the planet Earth, it is predictable. But that is by the natural growth, by the natural evolution. And that's called the destiny of the person. So destiny is very much possible to know. कितना समय लगेगा, कितने जन्म लगेंगे और मोक्ष प्राप्ति के लिए, ये हॉरोस्कोप से, कुंडली से जाना जा सकता है. Now, even if we know how many more lifetimes, say 3 lifetimes, 5 lifetimes, 7 lifetimes, from the horoscope we'll make only 11 lifetimes. If the Ketu is in the 12th house, you say this is the last lifetime. Not necessarily so, because one more cycle of 12 can come, and 2 more cycles of 12 can also come. So it's not guaranteed that if the Ketu is in the 12th house, it will lead to moksha. But that is one of the cycle will complete. That is the meaning of it. So, Ketu, if he is in the first house, then you will be born once again. But that need not be the case if you complete your work on the planet Earth. See why people are reborn. Ordinary people are reborn because of some very strong patterns. That dissolution of the pattern has to happen. Otherwise, that pattern will make you reborn. That is the first thing for everybody. But many people who have completed the journey, they are also reborn. But those beings are reborn for a different reason, and that reason is they have not completed their mission on the planet Earth. So once the enlightenment happens, then everybody is supposed to do certain things for yourself and also for the people around you. So if somebody becomes too selfish, not in the term selfish, okay, but somebody is like focusing on one's own evolution and one's own moksha prapti, which is not selfish in that sense, okay, not a bad sense, good sense, selfish. So focusing on oneself or one's own evolution is not a selfish thing, it's a good thing. Because you are focusing on your sadhana, you are focusing for your evolution, which is the good thing. But even then, you may have to come once again, because after the enlightenment, there is a mission, and that mission needs to be done. See, there are many people who are lazy. मेरा काम हो गया, बस मैं मुक्त हो गया. नहीं, ऐसे मुक्त नहीं हो जाता. So people who don't work systematically for their mission, for them, liberation is not possible. You have to come again. Some people are simply careless. They don't care for the mission. They also will have to come back, because that pattern of carelessness has to go. And sincerity about the completion of the mission has to come. So when the evolution of the consciousness happens, that evolved consciousness has to necessarily reach out to the people. So in spirituality, there is a concept said, nobody is enlightened alone. Actually, it's a group of people who get enlightened. Because when my awareness expands, you and me are one. We are not separate in that field of oneness. So if you are not evolved, there is a disturbance in my field. And my field starts working on you. When you are evolved, then that disturbance is gone. Which means what? We all get enlightened together. So there is always a group of people ascending, not individuals. It's always the group of people ascending. Of course, there are individuals who have ascended, so it's not that it's not possible. But the mission has to be completed. If somebody is ascending independently, alone, we'll have to come back, take few people along. Person may come back after 200 years or 2000 years, but that will happen. will have to come back. So ordinary people have to come out of the compulsive patterns, and enlightened beings have to complete their mission. Otherwise, coming back will be necessary. So one common solution for both, and that is know your mission. Okay, how to know your mission? We have many methodologies, different methodologies. So I have one questionnaire. If you answer that questionnaire, then you get your life mission, which is like a 2 hours program. Then from your horoscope, you can make out your life mission, which is the highest degree planet. That is your Atmakarak that defines your life mission. Then 7-ray technology is there. From there also we can make out what are your rays, what are the plus point, minus points, and which are the minus points which you are still struggling with. So negative patterns. So you have to convert the negative into positive. So from there also you can make out what is your mission or what are the patterns that you need to work on. 3 methods we have been trying. All 3 are working very fine. So it is very much possible to know our patterns through 7-ray technology, through astrology, or through aloof attention. Just awareness will tell you from your own experience what are your patterns. Okay. Or we can ask our near and dear ones. See, because some our patterns we may be unconscious, but other people are conscious of it. So our near and dear ones, people at home who are around us, or new good friends, they can tell you your patterns. Okay. So that unconscious aspect which is there, and we may not be aware of certain things, but the people around are aware of it, and they can tell you if you ask for a very honest feedback. Yep. See, somebody is criticizing all the time, and person may be so totally unaware. Person says, no, I'm not criticizing, but everybody around will run away. People find it very difficult to stay with critics. Yesterday only, I was counseling a girl. So almost everybody has run away from her life because she is behaving in a very harsh manner and she's unaware of it. So somebody is using very critical language or very harsh language all the time, then people around there will not tolerate. These days, nobody tolerates. Okay? So nobody told her, but everybody ran away from her, including her husband. So there is no emotional closeness with anybody. And she was complaining that nobody is staying with me, everybody runs away. So if somebody is behaving in a wrong manner all the time, see, once in a while somebody's mood is bad and does something, family members will forgive. It's okay, once in a while it happens. But all the time, if somebody is operating in a very critical manner or a harsh manner, accusing language all the time for no reason, no proof, then that becomes an obsessive behavior. That is objectionable behavior. And we have a full-fledged behavioral therapy that corrects such behavior. So an individual may be fully unconscious of the patterns. And that's the reason we don't evolve that fast. So I was trying to find the root cause of why this is so. Why everybody is so unconscious about one's own patterns. And the answer I found in Kashmir Shaivism. See the story of Kashmir Shaivism. The Lord Shiva himself created the Maya Shakti. Out of his Swatantra Shakti, he created the Maya Shakti. And Maya Shakti became very strong. And Shiva himself came down under the Maya Shakti and forgot himself. Which means what? We are all Shivas who have forgotten. And we are now caught into the patterns. So Shiva is so powerful. The Shiva can become absolutely unconscious and forget everything. Because Shiva has decided. And it's a game plan. Okay. Shiva is playing the game for the time pass. So that unconscious pattern is there. So now this jiva has to become the Shiva again and come out of the forgetfulness. Then we need the opposite of forgetfulness, that is called remembrance. Very Punjabi word is there, very nice Punjabi word for this. It's called Simran. Gujarati word Smaran. Punjabi word Simran. Simran is also the name of a girl, but that's Simran. Huh? Sumiran. Yeah, Sumiran, Simran, Smaran, all means remembrance. Remembering one's own true self, that I am Lord Shiva, who has come down under the effect of Maya. That very remembrance is a moksha. Just the remembrance itself is the liberation. Do we need to do anything? The answer is no. We don't really need to do anything because you are already that. For becoming that, what you are, you don't need to do anything. But a very, very fundamental thing of not remembering oneself has happened. Because we have come inside the body and we have forgotten our true self and we associate with the body, we associate with the mind, we associate with memory, we associate with karma, intellect, ego. These are the things we associate with. But we don't associate with the true self. See, one young boy came to me to take an interview. So I was free. I said, okay, I'll give you 15 minutes. So he was taking the interview of the enlightened masters. And I remembered my own young days when I went to many masters, 100 plus, and I took the interview. So I said, fine. How do you know I'm enlightened? And why do you want to take my interview? I read on the website and I saw many of your videos, and that's how I came to know. So I told him that, do you know that you are also enlightened? So he replied me, sir, मेरी टिंगल क्यों करते हो? बोला टिंगल नहीं, I'm telling you the truth. He said, why are you kidding with me? I said, I'm not kidding. I'm telling you the truth. You are also that. He was not willing to listen. That is the Maya. See, what is the fact? The fact is that everybody is Shiva. Everybody is enlightened. But somebody believes, somebody doesn't believe. So we have a wrong belief system. And that's why that remembrance has to be there. Everybody is enlightened. You don't have to do anything. Only the remembrance of your true self is required. So that Sumiran is a very important thing. You remind yourself daily that you are Shiva, that you are Atman, pure Sachidanand Swarup, Shuddha Atman. Main hoon. But that's all. You have to remember and you have to remind yourself repeatedly कि मैं pure Sachidanand Swarup Shuddha Atma hoon. That remembrance has to be there. It's just a matter of remembrance, nothing else. But suppose if somebody is repeating like that, will that work? No, that will become one more pattern. It doesn't work like that. So affirmation that I am a pure Shuddha Atma or I am a Sachidanand Swarup Atma, every day talking about that or shouting at it, shouting those sentences, no, it doesn't work. Your awareness should be there. When your awareness becomes aware of itself, that is the experience that I am pure Atma. Not without that. So the Maya, under the effect of Maya, the awareness is locked. तो ताला लग गया उसको. किसने लगाया? लॉर्ड शिवा ने लगाया ताला. ताला लग गया है, इसीलिए अनअवेयरनेस में जीते. हमारे पैटर्न हमको नहीं समझता, हमारे पैटर्न दूसरों को समझता है. दूसरों के पैटर्न हमको समझता है, लेकिन हमारे पैटर्न हमको नहीं समझते. किसी के पसीने में से बदबू आती है तो सामने वाले को समझेगा कि ये 3-4 दिन से नहाया नहीं है, कपड़ा नहीं बदला है, उसके पसीने की बदबू आ। लेकिन जो खुद नहीं नहाया उसको खुद के पसीने की बदबू नहीं आती है। डू यू नो दैट? दिस इज अ फिजिकल फैक्ट. So something similar to that is your unconscious patterns you don't know, but everybody around you knows about it. And why we go well with somebody and don't go well with somebody? Everybody in the relationship is a mirror. So somebody who shows me the mirror of some area in my consciousness on which I have not worked, that makes me uncomfortable, that makes me uneasy. So I'm not very happy with that relationship. Why? He's showing me a part of me in my consciousness on which I have not worked upon. So there is some uneasiness. There is a area of growth. That is the reason we come across some uneasy relationships. So in the relationship, it will always happen. So when you are alone, you may be very happy. But when you come out and you start relating to other people, okay, the irritation will start. Why? Some people will be showing you the mirror about the area in your consciousness which is not lighted enough. Okay? Partial enlightenment has happened, fully has not happened. So when the full enlightenment happens, then you don't feel irritated. Anybody shows the mirror, you are okay, absolutely fine. So enlightened beings are okay with most of the people. One or two relationship will not work. And that is the pending aspect of that being. इसको बोलते हैं हिंदी में कि हाथी निकल गया, पूछ रह गए. हाथी तो निकल गया लेकिन पूछ रह गया दरवाजे के अंदर. वो पूछ को भी निकालने का है. प्लस वन और टू रिलेशनशिप विच आर स्टिल नॉट वर्किंग और यू आर अनहैप्पी अबाउट. Those relationships are showing you the mirror that something in you have not worked upon. See, let me tell you one thing. In the relationship, today also very intensely, I worked for a couple of hours on astrology and I got new insights. Whichever house you have Rahu in your horoscope, whichever house, in that house you will have expectations. And that expectation will create trouble in that relationship. So just by knowing the horoscope, where is the Rahu, I can tell you in which relationship you have unconscious patterns. You will have tremendous expectations in that particular zone. Which zone? Whichever house Rahu is. Because Rahu is expectations. And expectations means troubles. So suppose somebody has Rahu in the 7th house, then that partner expects too much from the marital partner or business partner. 7th house is also about the business partner. Expecting too much from the partner is the common pattern that need to be tackled if you have a Rahu in the 7th house. Like that, from the horoscope, we can make out which area you have your expectations. Wherever you have expectation, that relationship will be troublesome. So when you cut off the expectations, finish, full enlightenment happens. That is a big insight. So find out in which relationship you are still hanging on to with expectations. That is exactly the area you need to work on. Because in that area, you are not fully enlightened. So piece by piece, that light spreads. Because it happens at different speed. So sometimes the full illumination happens for temporarily, but there are still areas, some pockets where it has not reached. So those relationship you will have issues. So suppose Ketu is in the first house and Ketu moves the reverse. So first house Ketu will go to 12th house Ketu next lifetime, which means one more lifetime to go. 7th house Rahu means first house Ketu, which means one more lifetime to go. That's how the insight came today. So maybe one lifetime, two lifetime, three lifetimes are pending. So how do you make this lifetime the last lifetime? Even though your destiny says you have three more lifetimes. Okay. When I went to my master, I had 277 lifetimes pending. Not one or two or three. 277 pending lifetimes. And the jump happens. So the jump can happen anytime. Okay. So how many lifetimes are pending and all? Forget about that. No matter what. Whether 10 or 100 or 200, doesn't matter. We should look into how that jump happens. Okay. So my master's methodology, Sri Dada Gavan's methodology, just look at your mind with aloof attention. Mind is the thinking instrument. Separate yourself, create the space between you and the thoughts. Keep witnessing, get rooted into witness consciousness. All the time practicing aloof attention. That is the secret. No matter how many lifetimes are pending, we can make this lifetime the last lifetime. Being into that aloof attention all the time is the real secret to make this lifetime the last lifetime. And being in aloof attention will break that expectations also. See, earlier I told you wherever we have expectation, that is the hathi ka pooch. Okay, something which is pending. So if you are into aloof attention, even that will go away. Karmic entanglements will be there. And that is why one or two relationship we need to work on. Those are the mirrors where we are not very clear about yet. But if you remain into that aloof attention all the time, even those mirrors will get clean and nothing will reflect. Then that is the complete enlightenment. So what is the secret? The secret is drop the expectations. So expectation will come in the mind. Don't verbalize. When we verbalize the expectation, we get into the karmic entanglement. So control on the tongue is a very important aspect for spiritual growth. हम जब कुछ बोलते हैं तो कर्म बांधते हैं, बोल के कर्म बांधते हैं. मन वाचा कर्मणे, मन से भी सोच के कर्म बांधते हैं, लेकिन वो मन के लेवल पे रिफ्लेक्ट होते हैं. वाचा मीन्स इट्स आउट फ्रॉम यू, इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन टू यू फॉर श्योर. And by the deeds that you do, that's a very gross karma that will for sure reflect onto you. So something at mental level is easier to sort out by aloof attention. Mental thoughts will also reflect onto you. But that is aloof attention, will clear it up without doing anything. But something which has come at a verbal level, it will come back to you at a verbal level. And that is karmic entanglement. So somebody says something, the other will react verbally. And there's a verbal tu main. Verbal arguments will be there. That is karma, and that is karmic entanglement. So even if you get a thought, not to verbalize that thing. That is the secret where you can start with your behavioral corrections. And that needs a control over your tongue. What to say, what not to say. Other people will excite you to say certain things. But if you keep calm and if you don't react and if you don't talk about it, then that karma dies down there only. But if you react, the karmic entanglement builds up and goes to the higher level, which will be difficult to sort out. So people stay into karmic entanglements for many, many lifetimes, not one lifetime. People stay into karmic entanglements many, many lifetimes. Same soul group comes again, different relationship, different gender, all that changes happen. But that karmic entanglement stays there. And sometimes it becomes bigger. So, see, why is it that a mother doesn't go well with the daughter, daughter doesn't go well with the mother? Very nice relationship. But yes, karmic entanglement. So, wherever the karmic entanglement is there, that relationship will give you trouble. See, yesterday somebody asked me that looking at my horoscope, can you tell me why my neighbor's dog is troubling me? I said, your neighbor's dog doesn't come in the horoscope. I can't tell you that. People ask anything. And it's okay, they have the freedom to ask. But there are many things which cannot be answered from the horoscope, especially when your neighbor's dog will bark. I can't tell you seeing your horoscope. From your horoscope, I can tell you about you. I can't tell you about neighbor and definitely can't tell about the neighbor's dog. Okay. See, there are troubles. And this is because of our unconscious patterns. Saturday evening, again at Tao, we have got the live session of horoscope analysis on the spot. But people don't know how to ask the question. So then people need to be guided. What question to ask, what can be answered, what cannot be answered. Then you get the full advantage of it. Karmic entanglements are to be sorted out by controlling the tongue. That is the first insight. So when we control our tongue and when we talk only useful things and the right things, that is the way to come out of karmic entanglement. If we continue to use the language of criticism, condemning, complaining, accusing, attacking, we go deeper into the karmic entanglement and enlightenment is impossible. Second thing, see how we build karma. Whatever we talk, if it is reducing the PVF of the other person, for sure you are building bad karma. This is 100% scientific and measurable. Okay. So, see, we were talking about the last inning. Now there is an online program also coming. Those who are interested, we have completed already offline at Tao Center. The second inning program. So after your retirement, what do you do? There's a program for that. We were discussing about that. So a lot of people, they don't change even in the second inning. As far as the spiritual empowerment is concerned, the reason is motivation is missing in a big way. See, in this world, to be motivated is a very difficult job. Because every person who comes to you or the every message that comes to you is so very demotivating. Okay. हिंदी में बोले तो पिन मारने वाले लोग बहुत ज्यादा है, मोटिवेट करने वाला कोई नहीं है. ज्यादातर लोग, ज्यादातर मैसेजेस, everything is like a negative input that comes to you and that's very demotivating for a person. And facing all sorts of negativity of the world and still be motivated and continue to work is a very difficult job. सी मैं एक सर्वे कर रहा था कि हिंदुस्तान में इतने सारे आध्यात्मिक लोग क्यों हैं? हिंदुस्तान में क्यों? भारत भूमि में. Of course, there is something magical about the Indian soil. The spiritual vibration that we see or we feel in Himalaya, we don't feel similar kind of vibration many other places. See, United States, the streets may be very clear, the nature may be very clean. We have seen there also traveling there, but the spiritual vibrations are missing. So India is scoring high on spiritual vibrations. See, अपने को लगता है कि गंगा नदी में गंदगी है, सच है, it's true, I believe. But still, if you take a deep and you come out, the kind of a freshness that you feel, you don't feel anywhere else. Any other river doesn't do that. That is the spiritual vibration that we have. So, motivating oneself to do the mission, because you have to complete the mission for the final moksha, is a very difficult job. You see, I meet thousands of people, and when I see the horoscope also, I'm trying to see how motivated the person is. Most of the people get demotivated very fast. Facing the negativity of the world, especially the people who are closer to you, their negativity does not allow you to complete the mission, because completing mission needs tremendous amount of motivation. And sustaining self-motivation is one of the most difficult things. You know why? Because somebody pricks with the pin, there is something in you which is still not resolved. That's why that pricking the pin reduces your motivation. Suppose if you have tackled that aspect, then let 1,000 people do whatever they do, your motivation will not come down. Now that is the acid test of enlightenment, that you are not the product of other people's saying. If other people appreciate you, you feel very nice. If other people criticize you, you feel very bad, which means you are the product of other people's opinion. When you go beyond both, you are self-motivated. That is the acid test of enlightenment. And from that level, when you see oneness, if anyone who knows me, who is in my field, is not enlightened, then that much part of me is not enlightened. That is how the group enlightenment happens. So whosoever comes closer comes to that higher understanding, higher awareness, and enlightenment happens. And enlightenment happened to the whole group. And let me tell you, this is not the new thing. There was a very great master in Maharashtra some 100 years back. His name was Swami Siddharameswar Maharaj. Pathri, near Kolhapur, Solapur, Pathri. Pathri is a small village, that's where he stayed. So all his disciples were enlightened. And one of the famous disciples was Nisrat Maharaj. I'm that book, if you have read, Nisrat Maharaj became quite popular. He was from Mumbai only. And another disciple, Sri Ranjit Maharaj, also became popular because he was the head of the Inchigiri Sampradaya after Nisrat Maharaj left his body. So I happened to meet Sri Ranjit Maharaj. He was invited at our home where I'm sitting. We had his satsang also at our home. Amazing person. All the disciples were enlightened. So group enlightenment is not the odd concept. In fact, it is true. Wherever the masters were, the whole group flew off together. Those masters don't have to come back. Why? Because the job is done. Your contribution from the higher perspective is being done. Now see, those who are not sincere about their mission and they criticize others who are on their mission. So they build very bad karma, which means for many lifetimes they will not be able to complete their mission because you are reducing somebody's PVF by your behavior. It will reflect as a bad karma onto you. So one of the things that we all can do for each other is always be motivating to others. Talk something good that motivates others. Otherwise, we build bad karma. Let me tell you, everybody needs motivation. See, these hot summer days in Bombay right now, you go out for half an hour and you need to rest for 2 hours. That kind of heat is there right now. Okay. I just had my bath and put on the fresh clothes, and I was so much perspiring. Even in the evening, 7:30, so much of heat is there. Now, considering all the opposing forces, environmental, people's criticism, demotivating factors, and still to be motivated to do your mission, it needs something extraordinary in you. It's not easy, my dear friends. Most of the people, they want to do, but they're not able to do. Actually, why? Because motivation is not there, or they get easily demotivated. So, at least in the Om-Prem Sangha, minimum thing we can do to help everybody get enlightened is always motivate other people. Do not talk something that is demotivating, or do not talk something or post on the WhatsApp group that is demotivating. Always put motivating, positive posts. Why? That is the way you build positive karma, by helping others. Anything that you are communicating is degrading somebody, is reducing the motivation of somebody, is reducing the PV of somebody. That is the negative karma. And that negative karma, when it reflects back onto you, you will feel bad about it. Okay? So, this what I'm telling you right now is called the behavioral correction therapy. In general, worldwide, it is known as behavioral therapy. So I started my career from this angle. I was initially only doing the behavioral therapy. I learned that from Dale Carnegie Institute, USA. One of the trainer came to India. I attended some 6 months program and I learned this behavioral therapy and how to do that. But behind the behavior are the blind spots. People are not able to control the behavior. As long as the blind spot is there, the behavioral control does not become possible even with the behavioral therapy. So the second stage of the therapy is attitudinal corrections. Between the behavior and the blind spot are the attitudes. So lot of attitudinal correction is necessary, then the behavioral correction will happen. Behind the attitudes are the patterns, behind the patterns are the blind spots. This is how the whole sequence is. So, my therapy, that awareness therapy, deals at the awareness level. From the awareness level, you break through the blind spots. Then you correct your attitude. Then you correct your behavior. Everything becomes easy. Just focus on developing the awareness. Rest of the things become easy. That's why when I understood the whole thing, the first program that I developed was known as Awareness Development Program. And that is the only program worth doing. Rest of the programs are all supportive programs. The real program is Awareness Development. So in the coming days, now that on the 2nd June, Jupiter is transiting to Cancer and it becomes exalted in that. So after 2nd June for 1 year, extremely good time for spiritual evolution because Jupiter helps in your spiritual evolution. So I'll be conducting this awareness development program online, full-fledged, live. Of course, we have on the LMS 9 levels of awareness and all, but we'll do it in a different manner, modern manner, new frequency, totally new. Full-fledged awareness development program we'll do this year online. Okay. Because that is the need of an hour. When the planetary positions are good, we should take advantage of that. Super fast spiritual evolution is possible from 2nd June onwards for 1 year. Extremely good condition. Mundane astrology, the planetary positions are good for your evolution. So if you take advantage of that, it will work for you. So behavioral correction need to be done, attitudinal corrections need to be done. We need to look into our blind spots. Then awareness development happens. This is the from lower rung to higher rung. My master Sri Dada Gavan said, no, you don't have to do that. That's too much of a struggle. It takes a lot of time. Just practice aloof attention. So you are working top to bottom. You are working top down, not bottom up. So what is the top down methodology? No matter whatever the jargon is, doesn't matter. Just develop the awareness. Practice aloof attention, develop the awareness. And automatically you will start becoming aware of your blind spots. You will become aware of your attitudes. You will become aware of your behavior, and the behavioral correction will happen because of your awareness. The whole chain gets cleaned up. So top down technology is what my master promoted, and it works well, really well. But it's difficult. You need master in your life on a day-to-day basis. Why? On your own, you are too far off. You are just struggling. You are struggling to correct your behavior. Behind the behavior are the attitudes which you don't even know. Behind the attitudes are your blind spot. You are absolutely unaware. So on your own, it's difficult. But in the presence of the master, top-down methodology, practice aloof attention, develop awareness. Automatically, the things start working. And it's a super fast methodology. Few months saved me 277 lifetimes. That is the beauty and the grace of the living master in your life. That is how I got benefited. Maybe journey of 277 lifetimes got completed in a few months' time just being with the master. So tremendous amount of growth happens by being with the living master. Okay. And the advantage must be taken. Systematic learning approach is missing in the spiritual field. The scientific approach, the systematic approach is missing. And that is the gap that I'm trying to fill up with my own experience of scientific spirituality. And let me tell you, whatever my master did for me, it is possible for everybody. Only your sincerity and willingness to change is required. And you don't have to run away. See, more than 1,000 members of our center, very nicely prepared, and they were taken to Dadaji because about 5 kilometers away from our center, that's where he stayed. But most of the members ran away. They didn't go again. He was available all along, free, sitting all along. But being with the master, you have to face the heat of the master. And that nobody was willing. So all ran away. So nobody was benefited. I was benefited because I stayed there, faced the heat, went through up and down, but never left him. He took me to the end. Okay. See, my ego also felt like running away few times. That's normal. Ego runs away from the master, and it's quite normal. Okay. But you have to understand that that is the ego. So your awareness is high, the ego is low. You go back and work on your ego. All right. That's a necessary part and parcel of the spiritual evolution. One is to understand. All right. So good enough insights. I will answer your questions now. Tushar Saman says, ascending all together, tea party all the time. Yes. After ascension also we can have tea party, Tushar, no problem. Pratyush is asking, Guruji, after enlightenment, what exactly is a life mission? Is it reaching out to people, spreading the light to of consciousness, or more than that also? After enlightenment, the life mission is to share your enlightenment with others, and that's compulsory. Otherwise, you come back. So, see, in India, there's a great tradition. Do you know what is the meaning of Paramhansa? Paramahansa means someone who is born enlightened, but he has come only to serve the humanity. That is the title of Paramahansa. Do you know why there are so many Paramahansas in India? I know 100 plus Paramahansas personally. I'm in touch with them. 100 plus Paramahansas I know in India. Because they have not completed their mission. That's why they have to come back. So, sharing of enlightenment, okay, is a must. Pratyush, your question is very important. That reminds me one of the evening talk that I had with my master, Dadaji. So when the enlightenment happened and out of gratitude, I went to meet him and wanted to talk to him that how do I come out of the ऋण. I was talking in Hindi. मैंने बताया कि मैं तो आपका ऋणी हो गया. आपने तो सब कुछ दे दिया, मैं तो कुछ नहीं दे सकता. तो मैं आपका ऋण चुकते कैसे करूं? Okay, I'll repeat in English. I have been indebted. How do I repay your debt? Because you have given me everything, but I cannot give you anything. So how do I come out of this debt? मैं आपका ऋण में से कैसे बाहर निकलूं? So very powerful, insightful answer came that even if you help one person in your own way, and if that one person catches the fire, which means gets enlightened, then my ऋण चुकते हुआ means you have completed your debt. That was what his definition. Everybody understood this thing? You have to share your enlightenment with other. Otherwise, you'll have to come back. So, Pratyush, that is the job. Spreading the enlightenment is the job. That is the only mission after enlightenment. Vinayji is asking, Guruji, some people have habit to advise others just with intention to help others. Does it make karmic entanglement? 100%. Unwanted advice is like दिमाग पकाओ. These days, all the youngsters have said, वो बुढ़ा आके दिमाग पकाता है. Unwanted advice is like karmic entanglement. Never do that. If somebody asks you do, otherwise you don't do. See, online करने में ये फायदा है. You choose to attend the satsang. I'm not giving you the unwanted advice. See the difference? The disciple has to come to the master. And person who is in need will ask. And if you know, you can share. But if you are giving unwanted advice to somebody, for sure you build the karmic entanglement and that will bother you. So one should avoid that. देखो मैं फ्री प्रोग्राम करता हूँ विनय जी, बट इफ समबडी कम्स टू मी पर्सनली, तो आई टेल देम आई डोंट एडवाइज यू जस्ट लाइक दैट. You pay me money, then I will advise you. Which means what? If you are paying me money, then it's a deal. Then I'm doing my job. Then there is no karmic entanglement. In that give and take, that karmic entanglement is gone. So never give free advice to anybody. Okay, that makes better sense. And let me tell you, there's a deeper repercussion of free advice. Your self-esteem will take beating. Other person's self-esteem will also take beating. And you build karmic entanglements by giving free advice. Never ever one should give free advice. Krishna Patel is asking, I sometimes need to give bad news to others, employees, family members, etc. When they get upset, even if I have kind tone, will that build bad karma? Think it's better to be truthful and transparent than to hide. Okay, Krishna Patel. I'll tell you an actual example of this dilemma. See, I was a consultant to one of the American company for 2.5 years continuously. And HRD director was a good friend of mine. And there was a new CEO who announced that we should do 10% headcount cutting. because of the cost cutting exercise was going on. And that job was of the HRD manager, HRD director, to tell people, send the email that your job is gone. Okay, don't come from tomorrow. Today is last day, office laptop surrender. Take your whatever the balance amounts are there, and that's over. So headcount cutting is happening every day. Some company somewhere. Now, what Krishna Patel is asking, is the HRD manager who is sending the email that your job is gone, is he building bad karma? No. He's just doing his duty. It's not about bad karma. See, there is a judge who is giving the judgment कि इसको फांसी पे लटका दो, इसने बुरा कर्म किया. So is judge a murderer? No, judge is not a murderer. He is doing his duty as a judge. He is supposed to do. Okay. And there is another person who is actually the pulling the rope or removing the stool, whatever you say. फांसी कैसे लगती है? Well, there are people these days, there is no फांसी, there is only shooting. So there are people who will kill the criminals. Now, those people who are on the duty, who are killing the criminals, because that's their duty, do they build the karma? No, they don't build the karma. They're doing the duty. So, Krishna Patel, as a part of the corporate world, if you have to give the pink slip, you are not building the bad karma. Yes, if you are involved into that, then you build the karma. If you are detached, no karma building. You are just doing your duty. Do your duty truthfully, kind-heartedly, without hurting anybody. No karma building. Keep on doing your duty. No issues. Anand Murthy is asking, Guruji, I have read earlier that we are having various planes of existence, to be precise 14. 14 lok. How can we have an understanding about our plane? Request your guidance. I gave a full program on that. 2 hours program on this, 2-3 times in our Esoteric Club. Okay, anybody interested? I have talked at a great length. There are 2-3 programs. One program was exactly on this, and there are 2-3 supportive programs where I have talked and discussed about the whole thing. Not only that, I have shared my own experience of traveling to different lokas, different planes and all. So that needs multidimensional awareness. Okay, all those things are shared in the program. Esoteric Club, I have shared all these things. Okay, so few announcement. This satsang is over. Announcement is we are having a spiritual camp in a very spiritual place called Tiruvannamalai, where Ramana Maharshi got enlightened and he spent his entire life on that Arunachalam hill. So there's a Virupax cave. We'll be visiting there. There's a small track there. And it's a 5-day camp where we'll be learning the basics of Mautar Babaji's Kriya Yoga. There are 4 new Kriyas that I'll be teaching. One is called Prana Karshan Kriya, how to attract the energy towards you. Second one is Prema Karshan Kriya, how to attract love towards you, or how to get into the love frequency. Pratibha Akarshan Kriya, how to enhance your personality, how to enhance your presence. That is Pratibha Akarshan Kriya. And Pragya Akarshan Kriya. Pragya means awareness development. So these 4 new Kriyas of Kriya Yoga, new approaches, I'll be teaching in Tiruvannamalai camp. First time. This is absolutely new. I have not thought about it earlier. So these 4 new Kriyas will be learning in Tiruvannamalai. So anybody who is interested can get in touch. Hardly any time. Almost 70-80% seats are booked. Still somebody interested can contact us. This Saturday evening, those who are in Mumbai, I am doing a repeat program, 1 hour sound healing, 1 hour Kundali analysis live for the members who come. So anybody interested, few seats are only 2-3 seats are pending in that Sunday program. And online, there's a program called the second inning. So I'll be posting the details on various groups again. I have first posted. I'll posting it again tomorrow. The second inning is all about enjoying life in a spiritual manner. Okay. And even if your first inning is not over, you can attend that because you have to prepare yourself for the second inning. So after retirement, how do you enjoy life? Because retirement happens at 60, longevity is 90 to 100. So what about 30 to 40 years? What will you be doing? How to enjoy life, how to grow in a spiritual dimension, all those things will be doing. It's an online program, so open to the everybody, all of you. Those who are interested, you can join that program. That's all for the day. Forthcoming program, as I told you, to take the best advantage of the Jupiter's position is we are opening a new club, something similar to Esoteric Club. So Esoteric Club concept is extremely powerful. Only one talk per month, but that one talk is like life transforming, 2 hours talk. Absolutely fantastic high level program. Very well researched. I do the research for the full month and then I give you something in a nutshell in 2 hours time. So extraordinary. All those are available on the LMS. You can see the link is been posted, Esoteric Club course on LMS. Okay, anybody interested, you can join the club and also attend the live program. Okay. What I was telling you is what we are going to do is we are going to form one more club because we have got about 50 astrologers in touch with us. On Prem Sangha member, 50 astrologers are there. Then astrology is forgotten. So to remind ourselves how to read the horoscope, twice a month we'll be meeting. Twice a month. So total 24 sessions will be there in a year, and there we will do only the horoscope analysis live and learning how to do repeatedly live. So different concepts, not in a syllabus manner. That is already been done. We have completed the syllabus. But there are so many different angles. Every horoscope is a new learning. So every time we will have the horoscopes from our members only, preferably, or members' relatives, and analyze and find out. So we will be doing the research. Okay. Today, myself and Tushar, we had been to Titan showroom. In Titan watches at a lower cost, but of course, few limited thing like a Garmin watch, these are available. So stress measurement is there, steps measurement is there, SpO2, which is oxygen level measurements are there, heart rate variability, not heart rate variability, heart rate measurement is there in the lower version, and breathing rate. These many parameters are there. So those who are interested in research, in PhD, you can buy that watch. It's available only at 4,333 or around that much, less than 5,000 rupees. And it has good parameters, not all. Garmin has many more, but workable to start for a beginner. For a newcomer, it's okay. So I'm also going to propose that for those who are coming for sound healing, if you are having that kind of a watch, before sound healing, after sound healing, we can measure certain parameters and actually prove what is the effect of the healing and compile in a scientific format as a part of the research work, which is very good. See, in India, spirituality is spread in a big way in all the circles, but scientific documentation, hardly anybody doing. So we must have the scientific temperament, and this kind of documentation should be done because the youngsters, the Gen Z people, they don't believe anything. They want data. Show me how much. So we need to create the data for the Gen Z. Otherwise, they don't believe in anything right now. Your children wouldn't believe in your spirituality. Okay. They ask the question. They said, show me the data. So we need to create the data. Okay. So about 15 of us will be doing 6 sessions of sound healing. And if you have that watch, we will create the data and document it. Last time also we had done, but that was only the stress management. This time we are going to do at least 4 to 5 parameters. How the sound actually influences and documenting the data. All right. Thank you very much for joining. I'm sure lots of good things are happening and good things coming as Jupiter transit to Cancer. Thank you very much. God bless you all.